settings say online? And what about... Okay, there were pop-ups last time. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get the hang of this, but it's still sort of coming together a little bit. We can look at. Okay, that just totally went. Live studio? No. All right. Well, I'm live. I know that. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's start with this. Um, this is the third episode of Noah's Groovecast, and I'm just gonna keep doing it. That's what all the YouTubers say. Everyone says the best lesson, or the one lesson that would have taught their younger self is just to start. And the more you do it, the more you get ideas. And I got this one idea. I thought, so I'm gonna do this on Mondays. Every Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm gonna do this podcast, except for the last Monday of every month. I'm gonna be doing e-open mic. So e-open mic is starting again. I've already started booking for that. So if you're interested in participating in e-open mic, the format's going to be a little bit different. So let me mute this guitar. Trying a few things different today. Format's going to be different. So we're going to have 8 total performers, one of which will be me. And we will have 3 of the performers will be actually, ideally, local artists here in Charleston, here in the studio. I had to think about e-open mic and how to do it in a way that would, well, hopefully be worth everyone's time, worth it for the performers and worth it for people to watch. And so the format I came up with was this, and I want to give it a go and see how it goes. So we have 8 performers. We can keep it easily under 2 hours. I think the time frame was a little lengthy for people watching online events. As we all know, if you've got a phone literally in front of you, if you're watching on your phone, it's going to be the easiest thing in the world to get distracted and start looking at other things. So I think expecting or the idea of people watching e-open mic for 3 hours, it's just not going to happen. So at least if we go with 8 performers, we can keep it well under 2 hours. And then also having people in the studio here as a way to tie it to Charleston, make it an event that is really connected to here, but also make it more engaging in terms of we'll have 3 different people. So here I'm gonna change the view here. We're gonna go to this. Okay, so that's a little mixed up. So I've got to re-edit the layouts, and there's going to be a 4th camera there. But that way, I need to tidy up a little bit. But I just got some sofa chairs that I'm going to put. I can't point into here. Here, it's so awkward. Point here, and then down. Down's easy, so I got to point that way. Okay, I got to point. So I got to point right if I actually want to point left, but down is the same. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna have 3 different camera views. So for all the performers that are here, each performer will have a microphone, their instrument, and a camera on them. So it'll be a way for all of us to be engaged at the same time. And then for anybody that's performing that's from out of town, we'll be Skyping in, like we did with the first e-open mic. And that way, all of us that are here in the studio will be able to directly engage with them. And that's what I'm trying to set up. There's a few more kinks I need to work out before January 31st, which will be the first one. And then we'll be doing the last Monday of every month. Will be another e-open mic. So that'll be 12 e-open mics this year. 12 months, 12 open mics. So if you're interested in participating, please get in touch with me. And I think it'll be really cool. Last time we did it, we got people. I had a comedian from India that tried to join. He didn't end up making it, but we had a duo that performed out of a basement in London. We had people from California performing. We had someone in Florida, someone in Maryland, people that I had no idea who they were that found out about it. I don't know how they found out. And then I get these emails. I want to try to set up the chat real quick because I'm getting some notifications. And I know there's a way to set up the chat, and it was up last time. Chat app. Open in browser. Let's try this. All right. I think that this would work, that any messages would come in here. But I'm going to check Facebook real quick and see if anything's coming in. Hates a click. I just got a message about somebody, my bandmate, telling me that he's never met a studio engineer that hates a click so much. I hate click tracks. Hey, what's up, Candy? Hey, what's up, Albert? All right, so, hey, actually, I probably have this Restream. Let me open it here. Applications. Restream chat. All right, I think this will work. Oh, it's making me log in. I don't remember my login from like a year ago. All right. I can figure it out. All right, 10 seconds. Give me 10 seconds. I'll be right back with you guys. Oh my gosh, it's making me select all the images with stairs. I am a human. Okay, it worked. All right, I'm here, but still it doesn't, because I've got 2 comments on Facebook and it didn't show it on here, but all right, I'll have to figure that out. But because the people are going to keep commenting and I'm not going to have a way of managing them. But all right. So if you're interested in participating eOpen Mic, get in touch. It will be on January 31st, the last Monday of each month. It's going to start at 7 p.m. And yeah, I'm getting these different comments. It worked last time. 3 performers, 3 acts will be here in the studio. 4 acts will be from ideally all around the country and the world. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 songs per act. And then I'm thinking we'll probably do a jam, an in-studio jam at the end. I've got a drum set here in the studio, and I've got a bass amp. I've got a bass guitar. But yeah, that way we can do a digital open mic. I think it'll be a way, I'm hoping it'll be a way where local artists, we can kind of feature ourselves digitally and you'll be able to record, good quality audio here in the studio. It'll be recorded through Logic. We'll go direct into the board, into the Focusrite 18920. Maybe we could even mic instruments, but we'll have a mic on your voice. And so get direct audio from it, which then you could take those videos and use them on your webpage or on your YouTube or your Facebook or however you want to use them. Anything else on that? No. Sign up. Got 1 slot filled already. One of the digital slots is filled. And I'm going to start reaching out to folks. Noah's Groovecast, I'm going to be doing that every Monday. And so one idea that I already got with that is, hey, if anybody's watching this and you want to shout out your shows for the week, I think that'd be really cool. I think I would love for this to be a platform for people to engage as a way of just promoting, and promoting your music, promoting your shows. So it's called Groovecast for a reason. I think I'm still trying to wrap my head around what it will be, and it'll probably just develop kind of on its own. It's gonna be a mix of a bunch of different things. I've got some videos ready to share that I'll share in a little bit. I'm gonna get into philosophy probably on a regular basis. A little bit of politics where I see that I feel like I want to say something about that, but I kind of want to stay away from it for the most part because I think for the most part it's like never productive. And a lot about music, and so I'm gonna have different guests on. I'm gonna get Marcelo Henrique in here in February. He's an artist out of California. He's Brazilian. He can sing in Portuguese. He's a great singer, got really a great voice, and a great songwriter. Maybe in the vein of Jason Mraz a little bit. Got, I think Nathan Douglas is going to join. I don't have a date scheduled for him, but I'm hoping that this is as a way of connecting with a lot of people from California, and hopefully just tying or connecting a lot of different musicians together. So I'm thinking, so January is a light month for me. I had a really full schedule last year. I played about 250 gigs, and this year I've started out the month with almost nothing. And so then I thought, I kind of wanted that, to be honest, because I really wanted a break, and I really wanted to focus more on developing stuff like this and developing my skills in some different ways. So I had a great year. I learned a lot. But one of the things I want to do is a lot more looping, and I wanted to get more into playing piano. So I got this keyboard, and I got Keyscape. I'm going to play a song for you all a little bit later. I've also ordered a looper, the MK2, the Boss 505 MK2. That's going to come whenever it's available to the United States, which I think is going to be in March. And so that's something I'm wanting to work towards, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to work on this on the piano, so I can create really full mixes of different songs and be able to deliver like a full band experience as a solo performer, as much as you can do, which it's really powerful. Try to get good sounds and then mix these different things together and make some good music and have some really good times. Because just having that fuller sound really helps with the energy level of the music. It makes it a lot easier for people to get into it, and it's a lot more fun. So, if you're interested in being on my podcast, I've got a number of people that are getting involved, and just let me know. Reach out. Let's see. From there, why don't we go into? Let's go into. I'm going to share one of these videos here. Let's see what one it is. I guess I don't need it on this screen anymore. Alright, so here's Magic Monday. So this is something I'm going to do on my YouTube channel every week. It's about on Mondays. And this is a little jam. My club. My club is Tuesday, tomorrow. Every Tuesday. Starts at 6:30, runs until 10. The reason for sharing this is show off my guitar skills. I feel like right, there's a comment that came in. I can see that. That worked. All right, let's get forward here. Let's see. What's next? All right, let's talk about the Grove. I'm going to do a lot of recording this month. This is a recording this is a song written by Ray Soto, and acoustic guitar and vocals, a song by Ray Soto.
I think I might
Everything
be
else
in trouble
was done by me.
again.
I played the bass, I played the drums, the mix, played the lead guitar.
I think this could be a struggle with
I just
no
wanted to share that for
end.
anybody that's interested in community recording. Listen, if you know,
And now it's too late, there's no turning back.
especially for those of you that know that have seen Ray.
My heart is set on a
what
one-way
I've done with this song,
track.
you can have an idea of maybe what I can do with the
I
song.
just can't get enough. I can't get enough of you. I just can't get enough. And I don't know what to do. I just can't get enough. I can't get enough of you. I just can't get enough. And I know this much is true. I can't get enough of you.
The next one. Let's see. All right, here we go. This one, for some reason, the video came out really weird. I don't know why it's showing like that. But this is my band, Noah and the Space Ark. That's Brett Weller on the lead guitar. That's Kevin Crothers on the bass guitar. That's Luke Gonzalez on the drums. We started working on recording this month. These are some clips of performances from last year. We're starting to book out. Get some interesting opportunities this year. So Washout on Folly Beach. And like I said, what I love for this podcast is like if you're I'm gonna live stream this every week, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to share some of your upcoming shows, Skype me, and I can put you on the podcast. We can have a little conversation. And you can send me a message, and I can Skype you. So my Skype name is Noah's Groovecast. Give you a call. Join the show. Talk about music. Have a little conversation. So I don't know how much that was annoying because I didn't have any of the audio from the video going into my headphones. So I don't know how annoying that was to listen to those videos and my voice at the same time. Apologies if that was annoying. But yeah, I'd love for this to be that, to develop into that. Hopefully over the course of a time, that's what happens. And this is a place where you can come and just kind of learn about who's playing where, and you can kind of just see like, okay, they checked in, and you can get a feel for like what state of mind that person is in. Do you think it would be a good idea to go check out their show, or or do you think it's going to be, are they in a really bad state of mind? And probably you can kind of get a feel for different people and how their week's going, and where you want to go listen to people play music. Let's see. All right, I kind of didn't. I was thinking to do this. All right, let's do the political thing here. Where's this one? Okay, we'll close that one.
The fully
Right, again,
vaccinated
like
continue
super-
as they were.
I don't like talking about
For
this.
people who are not vaccinated, lockdown rules will apply to everyone 16 and above. If you are not fully vaxxed,
I don't have
stay
like a
home.
super
You may
well-developed
only
thome on
leave
this.
home for three reasons. Medical
But
treatment,
this is something I'm going to do
including
is
COVID testing
over
or
the course of each
vaccination.
week.
For essential goods and services like groceries, power tokens, medications. To provide care and support to a family member or
I don't get to
person
watch
who
this
cannot
back and see
support
how
themselves.
this
You
works, how
cannot
this
travel more
flows.
than 30 kilometres from
I'll
your
try to learn from
home
it.
when leaving for one of the three reasons. If you need to go to the hospital and it's more than 30 kilometres from your home, that's okay. There are only three reasons to leave the home now, not 5.
All right, I'll leave it there. I don't need to go into like crazy more detail on that. So, as you can see from how he's talking, like obviously Australia is cracking down like really, really hard on COVID, and I think I just wanted to express my viewpoint on COVID to an extent. First of all, I'm not a doctor, and I don't know. I'm just a guy. I don't have like some super connection to the highest powers or anything like that, where I can get like the best information or know that I'm getting great information. I mean, I think that's the main thing that I would want to express on COVID is that the way that information was distributed was horrible, and like obviously leadership is terrible. Like I don't know, I just don't know if people really dispute that in terms of the quality of information that we have access to or the ways that people are putting forward information, it's extremely manipulative, deceptive. I mean, it's very hard in the information age. It's hard to know necessarily if the information that you're getting is good or not. I don't really. I mean, all right, I did really well in school. I was like 99 percentile kind of person. Not that I in my life I've kind of found that that's not like everyone has different kinds of intelligence, and your performance in school isn't. It's not. I don't know. Hopefully, you understand what I'm saying. It's like people are really good in different ways, and but I am very sharp in some ways, and it's just the way it is. Um, and so I don't say that to brag in any way. I just say that to say when I think about if I was testing that well or performing that well, and it's hard for me to figure out, uh, the quality of information or what's good information or accurate information. I mean, again, I'm not trying to diminish anyone else or anyone else's level of intelligence or anything like that. But I just got to say, if I was testing at 99 percentile on many different subjects without having to study much at all, and maybe that itself is bogus information. It could be, but and I'm struggling to determine what's good information and what's bad information. Then I have to imagine that that's a common struggle. That everyone is having a difficulty with that, and so that's the main thing that I would want to express is like for all the people that are like really angry at people that are doing things differently than they think it should be done. I just think it's a little absurd. Like, we should at least recognize that this is not an easy issue. I think that's something that like a lot of people should think about is sometimes things are just difficult, and people have good reasons to do, and sometimes there's really good reasons to disagree, and so try to have. I guess I would suggest trying to have more respect for your fellow Americans, and yeah, basically that. It's interesting. My wife and I. So my wife's Chinese, and I'll tell this story. This is a funny story. So we were when COVID first really became a big deal. Well, really, even before it, I started hearing all about it because it broke out, in China first, and my wife's Chinese, and all our family's there. And so I was hearing all about, what they were doing to try to lock it down, and they went to much more extreme measures. But there was also, a lot of people talking about sort of. Well, people, Trump was calling it the China virus, and I remember being at like Home Depot. No, it was at Lowe's, and so early on, like there was a time, if you guys can remember, there was a time when people weren't wearing masks, like, and even as COVID was approaching, like nobody was wearing masks. Okay, I was wearing a mask. Okay, I was wearing a mask before like any of you guys. Okay, and that's not like an insult to anybody. everyone has different sources of information and makes different decisions. But I was wearing a mask like really early on, and not only that, I was wearing a face shield. Okay, my wife and I were going around with masks and face shields, and so I was convinced that everyone where we went, they knew we were the toilet paper hoarders. Okay, we did not. We did not hoard toilet paper, but I always felt like every time I went to go buy toilet paper, I felt really anxious because I was wearing a face mask and a face shield, and I knew there must be a whole bunch of people in here that are just assuming we've got stockpiles of toilet paper at home. Not the case. We didn't do that, but we did have a real respect for the potential danger of COVID, and we had, I think, a lot more of a fear or respect for it than anyone, just about on Democrat or Republican side, that I saw out and about, because we were taking it way more seriously than anyone. I didn't see a single other person. To this day, I don't think maybe I've seen like 2 people with a face mask and a face shield. Okay. Now we don't wear face masks, and we don't use the face shields. And that's as best as, it's not because we don't care about other people, or it's not because like anything like that. We just made our own evaluation of the information that we have at hand, which we've got. My wife's aunt works very high up in a hospital in China, and so a decent sized one. That's about the best information that I have is that, and then just watching everything that happens. But everyone knows, like if you watch the media, you see it's all over the place. Like there's just, the information is not consistent, and it's so for anybody to have an expectation, I just think of specific behavior or specific approaches to the situation on an individual level, and you get angry with the person based on that. The way the information has been delivered or pushed out, there's just no way you can justify being angry at the individual, I think. I think that should be more directed towards leadership. But you got to imagine this is insanely hard, to manage countries that have hundreds of millions of people. Countries that have hundreds of millions of people. What's the United States, like 325 million? So it's got to be difficult. And especially when you have parties that are seemingly or practically, in like an ideological war, and aren't necessarily maintaining ethical standards. It gets pretty tricky to try to decipher good information from bad information. So I'll leave it there. I just think on an individual level, on a community level, we need to be more patient with each other, really try to get to know each other, and not judge each other so instantaneously. It takes time to get to know each other, and also just hold ourselves to better standards. I think that's the best way forward. Just focus more on the people that we know and that are around us, and try to be better ourselves, and make more of an effort to kind of get to know our community and build our community. And so, all right, there's my thoughts on that. I think freedom is a real issue too. Like, it's not just something people say. The underlying principle on things is very important, and otherwise, so if you make a rule or a mandate or whatever, if you do that, whatever the underlying principle is, it's very important that you understand very clearly what it is. and that's a principle that you can truly stand behind, as it would apply to any other situation. Because otherwise, you open, if you don't, you every time you introduce a new principle or you decide to change something, a principle, you open the door to all the ways that principle applies to everything, and that's just the way it is. And so you got to be very careful with what your principles are. So, all right, let's move on past that. This is for Lou Gonzalez if he's listening, and if not, I'm gonna share this. So I'm gonna do. We're working on recording, as Noah in the Space Ark. We're working on recording How I Can Say Goodbye. This is a song I wrote. Actually, it's not a bad segue. I wrote it during the pandemic. I guess we're still kind of in it. It's a song kind of about I'll just sing it. I'm ready to say goodbye. Been ready for a while. All my love slowly turned to hate, and now I'd like to drift away. Until then, I can do whatever I want, 'cause nothing matters anymore. Then you came and shattered the illusion, and now all I've got is a question. How can I say goodbye to you? How can I say goodbye to this world? How can I say goodbye when love is real? Well, I found a safe space inside my heart. There's a cave. It turns the blood to stone. I couldn't feel I was getting cold, but you came and ended the delusion, turning my heart into a question. How can I say goodbye to you? How can I say goodbye to this world? How can I say goodbye when love is real? I'm gonna turn the volume down just a hair because I think it's clipping, but hang with me, hang with me. All right, here we go. Time's moving past me, and now I know I can feel my time coming. I don't have much time for questions, time to give answers, time to take action. Don't let blood turn to stone. You'll think you're safe till it hits the bone. When you came, it ended my confusion. You let love answer the questions, and it's how I will say goodbye to you. It is how I will say goodbye to this world. It is how I will say goodbye. Love is real, and it's how I can say goodbye. Right. I think I still gotta turn it down a little bit. When it's check. Yeah, when I get loud on the singing, it especially with the harmony pedal, it's getting up there. It's getting pretty red. All right, so where else do I want to go from here? I want to play a piano piece. Okay, here's something I just started doing. So, since I made the decision to put more time into learning the piano, and I've been trying to learn Mandarin for a long time. It's a simple thing, but it's really working for me. And that's, I started using a timer. And so every time that because I would try to push myself to learn. And finally, I would always burn out. And so finally, I've decided to use this method, which is just decide on a certain amount of time that I feel like is very manageable per day, and just do it every day. And be patient with the process and the progress, but just do a certain amount every single day. And so that's what I'm doing. And so I'm going to do at least 30 minutes of piano practice every single day. And I just set a timer and just do it to the best of my ability for 30 minutes. And try to learn as much as I can in 30 minutes. Like put a good effort in where I'm focused and I feel really good about the learning and as best as I can for 30 minutes. Same thing with Mandarin. I'm doing 20 minutes per day. And so just a manageable amount where I'm able to work that in my schedule. Same thing with exercise, 30 minutes a day. Do different workouts, but I try to push myself at a good pace. But the time is not so much that it's like, it's a really difficult thing mentally for me to approach it every day. But it's a manageable amount where I know I can do that and I can stay engaged and I can stay focused for that amount of time. So I just set the timer. It's got a nice, alarm at the end of it. Lets me know when I'm done. And that's really working for me. And so that's been one of my goals for this year, is to try to utilize my time as best as I possibly can. So scheduling, organization, but also just focus and dedication, diligence. And then all those hours that you just let kind of, slip away, get away from you, don't let that happen and put it to use. And so that's my goal for this year. Just try to put some really good full months in. I don't want to have just like a great day every now and then. I want to have a solid, focused, extremely well used full month, and then another one, and then another one, and then see kind of what I'm able to accomplish doing that. So I started learning the piano songs again, and I'm just going to play this one that that I used to play a lot in the past, and I finally. But I gotta get. I'm gonna have to take the headphones off probably to play it. All right, we're gonna give it a go. But this chord is gonna get in the way. Or what if I put it like this? There we go. That should work. All right. I think that's it. No, I messed it up. Let's do it. So let's. And then we go to this new part. All right, all right, all right. Feel it in the arms. All right. I forget this. All right. So one of the ways I'm doing now to work on piano, I don't know if this is what other people do, but you can go on YouTube and you can find versions of these songs. There must be an application that's used to do this, but I'm guessing there's an application where you can find these videos where you can watch people's hands on the keys, and you can see all the notes that they're playing, and there's sort of colored. It's almost like DDR, if you remember DDR, if anyone played that, or there's this new lightsaber game with the digital, whatever you call it. I never got into it. The VR. But you can watch their hands on the keys and the notes as they come in colored, sort of coordinated to the key and the length of time that the notes are held and sustained. And you can slow it down on YouTube. You can slow it down to 25% speed. For me, this is a great way to learn. What's been really cool is I've wrapped my head around chords as a guitar player and understanding, I guess you call them couplets, triads. So the different chords, different possibilities of notes, how they just apply to the keys as well, and as long as you understand how they apply to the piano as well, as long as you understand, where your different notes are and where the keys are, it's a lot of these songs can be somewhat intuitive. They're all just variations of these chords and notes. So, for example, on a song like this. It's on a song like that, the entertainer, the actual notes. I wish I had a shot on the keys. They're not actually that complicated. It's an octave and a third, and you just go up. It's the same shape. Just move it up, and this is a walk up. C to C sharp to D, or C sharp to F to E. It's well, more on that one to come. All right. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I need to go in. So, hey, episode number 3. I don't know. This wasn't a great one, but it was okay. And I think that's kind of the point, is that I want to just keep doing it, and I'm going to keep trying to figure out how to plan for it better and sort of figure out what the format would be, so I can kind of have a plan for how to organize it and what I can look for in any particular week to sort of organize and plan for this weekly podcast. I do want to make it something that is a source of information that's useful for musicians. Maybe also just sometimes perspective about things that you don't a kind of perspective that you don't get other places. Maybe just a little more toned down of a perspective, not a super angry one. And also just hopefully a little more of a balanced one, not such a bigoted one. I don't like to use that word, but like that's not so committed to a certain ideology, I guess. But more, I really don't want to get into the politics too much, just here and there. I don't want to be afraid to speak about it either. But also just local stuff. So I want to be this year a lot more engaged in the local scene. 2021, I mean, even this year, I still need to figure out how to make ends meet. But I had a great 2021, and for me, part of it was just proving that I can do it. I didn't know if it was possible. So for those of you that don't know, like in terms of having music as a career, it's really a pretty relatively new thing to me. I mean, I lived in my car in California, and then I was donated for a significant amount of time, a garage, basically an old carriage house to stay in and run a studio in. So my expenses, when I started out doing music, were low to the point that it didn't really matter that much if I failed. I didn't have to produce that much to be able to, to live, to eat and keep on keeping on. But that's not the way it is for me anymore. I'm married. I've got a house. I am building towards the future. And so I need to know that I can provide for my family. And that was a big concern for me because I've got a degree in psychology, but I've worked at a number of different jobs. But anyway, long story short, it happened last year for me, and I made enough that we can live off that. We can live off that, and so this January is a little bit of an ominous January, but I think last January started out slow as well, and I'm just pretty confident at this point that if I really need to, I can make it happen. So I'm trying to look for better opportunities and continue to grow, but just try to be really smart with my time. But anyway, point is, last year I wasn't really able to be as plugged into the local scene as I would like to be, and so that's something I'd like to be able to do more of this year and include in this podcast. So hopefully I'm able to get out to more music events, kind of see what other people are doing, engage with other people, shoot some videos, or talk to people, maybe even record on-the-spot interviews or something like that, and then include that in this podcast. But that's something I'm going to be doing every single Monday. And yeah, so like there was this Facebook group, Charleston Musicians Facebook group. No, not Charleston Musicians. It was Charleston Music Scene or something like that. It was a really active page. I think it still may be. I haven't kept tabs on it quite as much. It definitely reduced at some point, probably during COVID. But it was a great source. It was a great place to kind of find out what was going on, musically speaking, in Charleston. So I'd like for that to be that to an extent, some form of that. Um, and yeah. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. Let's see. Let's do this little outro thing. Thank you guys for hanging out, watching, commenting, like, share, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Go to my YouTube channel. The subscribe. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Then when you get to 1,000 subscribers, you get the awesome ability to live stream from your phone, which would be awesome because then I could live stream on YouTube from my phone at different events, which would be sweet. All right, thanks guys. Peace out. I'm going to be putting a lot of educational content on my YouTube channel. So all the things that I learned over the course of the year, I'm going to be editing down. I put a decent amount of time into editing these videos, so you don't get, the stream of consciousness kind of stuff. I take out all the stuff that I think is irrelevant or unhelpful or wasteful time, and I cut out all the silences as well. So I try to be as efficient as possible with these videos that I post on my YouTube channel. So be looking out for those. That's it. You guys have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. Peace out.